We got some bonus hoops. Got to step aside for a minute. NC State and Pittsburgh here on ESPN News. Mike Patrick, LaFonso Ellis on the call. We're back in just a moment. Let's tip.
Welcome to the Peterson Event Center in Pittsburgh for ACC basketball. Big Monday presented by Verizon. NC State and Pittsburgh. NC State controls the opening tip. Tyler Lewis is the point guard, the young man who's taken over the job during the ACC season. Turner with a jumper and misses the opening shot for NC State.
Had to adjust that shot because of the challenge by the defense. They're going to need Ralston Turner to have a huge night if they're hoping to get a win here at Pitt.
Young from 19 feet spins it down. 2-0 Panthers.
And that's a shot that young man can make. Has really been playing well as of late. 13 points at Notre Dame on Saturday.
NC State desperate for a victory here. They're 7-9 in the ACC. Any hopes they have of the NCAA may rest on this. Nice pass from Vandenberg to T.J. Warren, trying to run their offense through the 7-1 center.
Yeah, beautifully done. They were denying T.J. Warren on the top side. Vandenberg allowed him to get by, and that usually opens up at the rim. Nice execution by the Wolfpack.
Robinson wears number 0, gives it up to Cameron Wright. That's the backcourt for the Panthers. Young cut off at the baseline. Last touch by NC State.
Defensively for North Carolina State, you're going to see a lot of man. They will go to some 2-3 zone, but they're going to switch it 1 through 4. They're so concerned about Lamar Patterson's playmaking ability.
Patterson with the pump fake there, couldn't get the shot. 8 on the shot clock. Crowd trying to help. Patterson unloads and buries it. Tough shot in the 3.
So versatile, can take you off the bounce, has unlimited range on his jump shot.
He is 6th in the conference in three-point percentage. Lewis rarely looks at the bucket unless he's wide open. He is a pure pass first point guard.
Pitt's doing a really nice job of denying T.J. Warren touches, taking away that little elbow touch he likes to catch.
Turner, contact, and he draws the foul. Robinson picks up his first.
As he's coming off this little hesitation dribble, a little too close there. You want to make sure that you get a proper angle to get in front to challenge that shot. When you're on the left side of a right-hand shooter, most of the times that's going to be a foul.
Turner has picked up his game since the ACC campaign began. He has gone from 8.8 points to 11.6 points a game. He's now over 10 a contest for the season. So they really needed a second score.
Oh, so critical for this team, for him to be able to knock down, especially the three-point shot, to open up some room for T.J. Warren and the bigs to operate on the interior.
Right, drives, lost the ball. Warren averages 23.6 points a game, number 1 in the conference, 5th in the country, but among the power conferences, he is number 1 in the country in scoring.
Yeah, I love the activity by NC State. They can't play all night against this tough half-court defense. Have to take some opportunities in transition when they can get them.
Patterson had a 3, passed on it. Young comes up with the offensive rebound. Patterson into the lane, draws a foul. The shot won't go for him.
Mike, one of the keys to this game for NC State is they cannot allow Pitt to dominate them on the offensive board. They got to send 5 guys to the glass, secure the rebound, and try to get some easy ones either in the initial push on transition or in the secondary break.
Pitt comes into this game almost 7 rebounds a game better than the opposition. And NC State in negative territory. They are usually out-rebounded by 1.5 a game. That's a huge disparity.
Oh, huge. The last time these two teams met, Pitt dominated the backboard yet again. 16 offensive rebounds. Can't afford that tonight.
hoping that Vandenberg can come up with a couple of big ones in there. Peterson clears the rebound off the miss. Good pass ahead to Wright. Now they'll hold it up and reset the offense. Reach in and a tie up by T.J. Warren. Great defense by the superstar offensive player.
I don't think he gets enough credit. You know, he's not great when you're on the bounce, but I don't think he gets enough credit for how quick his hands are when he's on the basketball.
Cameron Wright a little careless with it. Warren made him pay, but the possession arrow gives it back to the Panthers. Peterson, nice spin to get open, and then he drains the shot. That was sweet.
Wow, the curl to get the defender to chase, and then he spin back towards the baseline. Beautiful. He's so crafty with the basketball. I think they need this guy to be big tonight, Washington.
It'll be a foul before the shot. It's going to be on Young. First one on Michael. Non-shooting foul, and Kyle Washington, the freshman out of Minnesota, has some obvious skills going for him.
North Carolina State just brought in number 5, Desmond Lee. They really need about 10 to 12 points for him every night, but they certainly going to need that kind of production for them tonight. A guy that can shoot it from the three-point line, he can attack the rim as well.
Jamie Dixon counters by putting Newkirk into the ball game.
It's that 2-3 zone we spoke of that Pitt has been going to a little bit lately.
The one thing NC State does not do well at all is shoot the threes. Desmond Lee only 28% from outside. Came up way short on that, and then Vandenberg commits the foul trying to get the offensive rebound.
When that basketball goes inside, Mike, against that 2-3 zone, you have to make sure that you get a backside cutter. Everyone on the weak side for NC State on that possession stood there. Not a good possession against the zone. Nice.
Oh, beautiful pass. Peterson set up Talib Zana. Perfect bounce pass for the layup. Panthers up by 5.
Hold that.
Vandenberg trying to get inside against Zana. Wow. Great pass in the basket. We've got a timeout, 15:33 to go in the first half. Panthers on top of NC State here in Pittsburgh.
Well, Pitt runs a lot of ball screens. You have to get some weak side help, or Zana will punch it as he did on that play.
Pitt with the early lead here at home, and what is the Fonz focus tonight?
For NC State in their first meeting, they cannot turn the basketball over. 16 turnovers in that first game if they're hoping to get a win here at Pitt. Secondly, they cannot allow Pitt to dominate the offensive glass. Pitt had 21 offensive rebounds at Notre Dame on Saturday. That's a formula for disaster for NC State.
You realize you misspelled focus, don't you?
I was overruled.
Oh, I see.
By Jay Levy and my wife.
You were going with the academic spelling. I see.
I was an accounting major, by the way.
Warren will go to the free throw line. This guy has had 7 games of 30 or more this year, and the duel he had with Marcus Page of North Carolina in the second half of their game was one for the ages. It was just exchanging remarkable baskets one after the other. Most 30-point games in the last 15 years, and he's on that list. He deserves to be on that list. He is a brilliant scorer.
Mike, of the last 3 games, he's had 2 30-point games, including a 36er. Kid can really put it in the basket. NC State with a little 2-3 zone of their own.
Newkirk's got some range on his jump shot. They like him coming off the bench.
Got to look to get it inside or hit that short corner and get a slide from the free throw line. Nicely done.
Jamel Artis, the freshman from Baltimore, hits his first bucket of the ball game.
Undersized power forward with some range. He can knock down the three ball as well. See, with this lineup in now for North Carolina State, it's their fastest lineup with the exception of Vandenberg. I'd like to see them push the pace here on misses and makes.
Got Cat Barber outside. He is now the backup point guard, the freshman out of Newport News, Virginia. Drives and scoops. What a shot. Holy cow. Jones quickly back the other way, pulls up and gives to Newkirk.
Nice.
Jones opened a couple of times, didn't want the shot. Patterson kicks it into the corner, and Artis will fire again. Jones offensive rebound, but stolen by Barber.
They missed Desmond Lee, had him wide open on the right wing.
Warren will try a three, short. Offensive rebound to Vandenberg, and he knows where it's supposed to go, back outside. Warren, tough shot at the baseline. He's used to shooting over double teams, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Panthers have tied this one up, the Wolfpack have tied it up, and another turnover. Barber on the run draws the foul.
Mike, we just talked about how quickly this North Carolina State lineup that's in right now. They can really exchange ends of the floor quickly and put a lot of pressure on that Pitt defense. Cat Barber is outstanding in the open floor.
Mark Gottfried has always liked that up-tempo offense. Now Barber will go to the line.
Hasn't been playing as much recently as he was early in the ACC season, partly because he's been turning it over.
Yep.
Over a three-game stretch. He was averaging 3 turnovers per game in 17 minutes. Hard to keep your point guard on the floor when you turn it over at that clip.
B.J. Anya checks in for NC State. 6'9", 325.
Soft hands, good feet down the low post as well. See, I think they have to get that basketball off that ACC line and allow Talib Zana to look at the rim, look at the skip pass or the short corner.
Fouls on Washington as he cut off the drive.
Mike, that's been team's formula against this Pittsburgh team. They don't shoot it extremely well from the three-point line, so teams will take their chances playing them a 2-3 zone to keep everyone in front and then try to rebound and push the pace. It's been working well for NC State so far in this game.
13:08. First half, we're tied at 12. Pitt is led by as many as 5.
Nice, much better.
Zana with great position. No way Leonard Freeman could stop him from scoring once he got the ball down that low.
Nice.
Barber, too strong. Offensive rebound. Freeman dribbles out of a double team, puts it back up. No. And a foul on NC State. It'll be on Freeman trying to keep it alive. That's his first.
Freeman really gives them a tremendous lift in energy off the bench. A guy with a low center of gravity, really good on the boards, a solid defender as well. They could use about 8 points from him tonight also.
He only averages 3.8. That's an issue for North Carolina State. Who are you going to find that can produce some points besides T.J. Warren and Ralston Turner? And Turner, their second leading scorer at 10 points a game. Tyler Lewis will come back into the ballgame. One of the reasons Lewis is playing, you mentioned the turnovers by Barber. Lewis does not turn it over. Almost 4-to-1 assisted turnover ratio, which is remarkable. And James Robinson is virtually the same thing for Pitt.
Really good with the basketball. You need that kind of leadership from your point guards.
You value somebody that protects the ball as well as they do.
Mike, so far, Pitt's been able to attack that short corner and get it inside.
Bad pass there and a steal. Lee on the run. 2-on-1. Missed the shot. The tip is good. Guess who's there? T.J. Warren.
And Mike, those opportunities are there. I got a chance to see Pitt at Notre Dame on Saturday. One of the things that they struggle with is getting back in transition D. North Carolina State has been able to beat them to the punch so far in this game.
Wide open jump shot goes down for Newkirk. He has range on that jumper.
40% from the three-point line on the year. You have to find him and get into his shooting pocket and force him to put it on the floor.
Warren back to Lewis. Lazy pass nearly taken away there. Anya trying to use that frame. Forced his way inside but missed the shot. Hardest foul on the way in. Lewis got the foul and lost a shoe in the process. Timeout with 11:09 to go in the first half. The stars so far, as you might expect offensively, T.J. Warren, the ACC's leading scorer, Fonz.
Oh, he has been absolutely terrific, but I love the game plan from Coach Mark Godfrey. They're not allowing him to just stand there and catch the basketball. They have been moving within the offense, and just with Pitt losing them, they've been able to deliver the basketball. He has been terrific. Picking up where he left off, this kid is averaging 29 points per game over the last 3.
More of a role player a year ago when they had other people can score. He has emerged as a star.
Wow, his ability to put it in the hole in a variety of ways, Mike. He can make the 15-foot jump shot. He's got the floater. He's terrific on the offensive boards. And you saw in that clip, he can really finish in transition.
And for those of you who just joined us on ESPNU, this is a desperation game for T.J. Warren and NC State. They're 2 games under 500 in the ACC. What it comes down to, they have to win their last 2 ACC games, then do something in the tournament. Otherwise, they're not going to make the NCAA.
Absolutely. A win tonight would be huge because that Boston College game is back on their home floor. And to be 9-9 when you consider all that they've lost from last year, Lorenzo Brown, C.J. Leslie, Richard Howe, Scott Wood, that would be a heck of an accomplishment for this team.
Of course, NC State now in 8th place. They've got 2 regular season games to go. They can get to 9-9 and 19-12 and say they win 2 games in the ACC tournament. Then they've got a case to pitch, you know, to the NCAA.
Absolutely.
Pittsburgh, they look solid and safe. They're 10-6. Had a very good road record, 22-7 overall.
They went on a little slide, lost 3 games straight, but they were playing against some pretty good competition.
Yes, they were.
And a Florida State team that can beat just about anybody, though they've been inconsistent this year. But it says something a lot about this Pitt team being able to go on the road and win 2 straight, and an opportunity to get one here on their home floor as well.
They've got their own superstar in Lamar Patterson, 4th in the conference in scoring. He's 5th in assists. He's just a do-everything player.
He's so versatile. The thing he doesn't get a lot of credit for is his vision. He's got tremendous range, can shoot it out to 25 feet. You can post him. He gets in the gap, a willing distributor as well. And he has some of the greatest, a pair of the greatest sets of eyes in all of the ACC. Can really find you.
Artis gives it up to Robinson, guarded by Lee as NC State goes man-to-man. Randall into the ball game.
Nice.
Robinson open. It's a 3-point shooter's favorite spot. You get the best look at the top of the key.
That's a big shot for James Robinson. Hasn't shot it well as of late. 3 of his last 16 made field goals. That's a big shot. Should boost his confidence.
Lee, more of a defensive player, gives it up to Anya. His pass bounces off a teammate, and out of bounds to Pitt. Mark Gottfried pleading his case that it was off of the Panthers.
I thought it went off the Panthers also. I was a little shielded, but I thought that should have been NC State basketball.
We get Kyle Washington and Jordan Jordan Vandenberg back in the ball game. Pitt has hit every one of its 2-point shots so far in this game. NC State has had 12 field goal attempts. They've made half of them.
They've been able to get 10 of their points in the paint. Nice.
Beautiful drive. Fake one way, go the other. Lamar Patterson found the lane and jammed it. Mark Gottfried has seen enough as the lead expands to 8 points at the 10:09 mark.
Mike, when that basketball and you're guarding a guy with the ball, you have to adjust your positioning to force him to go up the floor to use the screen. Desmond Lee is square to him, which opens up that baseline. Great read by Lamar Patterson.
And Lee is the best defender they had. It looked like he approached him. He was standing almost straight up.
Yes.
And when Patterson made the fake, he had no chance.
Absolutely, but that's also the responsibility of the big who is defending the guy who's setting the screen to let your guy know that the screen is coming, and he should adjust his positioning to force him over. No communication leads to a basket.
Pitt by 8. NC State ball, and Tyler Lewis will bring it up. Since the game started, Vandenberg hasn't gotten very many touches inside. And when he did, he kicked it straight back out.
What they're doing on that weak side, strong side over there, Mike, is they want to get the basketball in the hands of Kyle Washington, number 32 in red. And the reason is he can make that little elbow jumper, but he's an efficient passer as they have Warren on the move.
Last foul was called on Cameron Wright, his second.
Warren's really good if they can get it to him in the ACC area. He's a good passer, he's tall, and he can make that shot.
Washington. Pitt may have gotten away with a foul on that one.
I thought so too.
Robinson. Warren ahead to Vandenberg. Kicks it back out to Lewis.
Wow.
And Lewis, who was shooting 16% from long range coming in, shows you he does have the touch from the outside. He started the season so badly shooting from three-point range that he lost his starting job.
Well, some guys, Mike, is if you don't have a chance to think about it and you just rely on your instincts, you shoot a higher percentage. He didn't think about that when he just caught it and shot it.
And it was a bucket they needed to cut the lead to 5.
Nice.
Got it to Zana. Vandenberg did a good job of standing his ground, making him give up the ball.
Yeah, I thought Zana should have gone up with that basketball. Little hook shot, which is something that he can make over his left shoulder.
Of course, he saw the 7-footer and thought better about it. Newkirk double team. Artis recovers, only 3 to shoot. He made it anyway. Played every game this year coming off the bench, and obviously he can score for them.
High degree of difficulty. He was stepping backwards on that 3. See, I think Kyle Washington, 32 in red's got to get involved in this offense to take some of the pressure off of both Warren and Turner.
Really, the spacing wasn't very good as Warren got the ball. He had 2 teammates within a couple of feet of him. Wasn't going to be able to go anywhere with it. Patterson gets his first foul. When Warren gets the ball, he needs a little space at least.
Still in that 2-3 zone for Pitt. Has been effective so far here.
Warren dribbles into a triple team. Washington tried to save it but couldn't.
I thought T.J. Warren shot that one a little more quickly than he generally likes to. That one was a little rushed. He's usually very patient and gets the shot that he wants to get. He's got to continue to do that to be successful here in this game.
Panthers by 8. Robinson wants to reset with 15 on the shot clock.
He took a spill on the weak side. Looks like he's a little gimpy right now.
Newkirk open for a 3. That's 2 for him. Newkirk out of Raleigh, North Carolina.
In NC State's supposed to be switching 1 through 4. A little miscommunication on there created that airspace for him to get that shot off.
T.J. Warren loves that floater. When he gets into the lane, he's going to make 90% of those. 28-19 Panthers. NC State can't fall behind. It's not the kind of offense that can make up ground quickly because they don't shoot the three well. Peterson will try a three. Zana offensive rebound, but a foul. Push off on Talib Zana. He picks up his first personal. Timeout, 7:10 to go in the half. Panthers in control at home. ESPNU's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Verizon. Starting now, you're getting more on the all-new More Everything plan. It's powerful. Welcome to Big Monday, presented by Verizon. You're watching the ACC on ESPNU. Well, it's March, and that means we're all getting ready for the NCAA tournament. Who's going to make it, who isn't? NC State is a team that is 2 games under 500 in the ACC at 7-9. They desperately need a win. When you look at their resume, they got some work to do.
Absolutely, with 2 games left. So critical that they get one here tonight on the road and then go back home against the Boston College and hopefully get one there to give them some momentum going into the ACC tournament. And if they can pull that off, they may just be able to sneak into the NCAA tournament.
Three-point shooting's been a big factor in this game so far. Pitt has hit 5 out of 9. Vandenberg knocks down the free throw.
For a team in conference, they shoot about 37%. 5 made 3-point shots per game. They're already
there.
Already there.
28-21. And NC State has hit only 1 of 3. Which is actually better than their season's average. Make it 6 out of 10 from long ranges. Newkirk buries another one.
Well, I think North Carolina State's going to have to come out of that 2-3 zone to get themselves matched up to take away shooters. Pitt is drilling it from the 3-point line right now.
And their bench outscoring NC State 14-2. Washington just inside the 3-point lane. Can't hit that one. Good position by Derek Randall to get the rebound and keep it away from the 7-1 Vandenberg.
We talked about how critical it is for North Carolina State to get a contribution from someone else other than T.J. Warren. T.J. Warren has 13 of the 21 points so far.
That's been their problem all year. You know, Warren is going to get his one way or another. 8 to shoot. Newkirk. Short on his jumper.
Nice give.
Good fake, but then Washington couldn't finish a point-blank look.
He's got to dunk that basketball inside there, Mike.
Randall not ready for the pass by Cameron Wright, which would have resulted in an easy layup. Zana's going to come back in for Pitt. Leonard Freeman back in for North Carolina State.
Pitt has really done a nice job of executing against that 2-3 zone. I've been really impressed with their half-court execution so far. This is the guy. He's got to make some shots. Ralston Turner, 22 in red.
Warren down the lane will draw the foul. Be sure to catch a Super Tuesday doubleheader on ESPNU. First at 7, Casey Prather and the Gators battle the Gamecocks in an SEC matchup. Then at 9, an ACC contest between the Seminoles and the Eagles. Super Tuesday, both games also live on Watch ESPN.
Scotty Wilbekin for Florida State, I think, is one of the most underrated point guards in the country. Willing distributor. He's an outstanding on-ball defender and can knock down a 3 when they need it.
Warren cuts it to 8. so reliable in every offensive category.
Yes, and we continue to say who's going to be the one to step up to give him some run support. It's going to have to be Ralston Turner.
NC State with full court pressure, and Jamie Dixon concerned that they were not going to beat the 10-second count, so he calls a timeout.
Well, what happens is on those inbound passes, Mike, against the pressure, you have to be willing to reverse the basketball. And he was stuck there and didn't quite know what he wanted to do with it. Jamie Dixon wanted to call a quick timeout for Chris Jones before creating a turnover.
And sometimes if you spring that full court defense on somebody, the guys you would normally pass it to are headed down court.
Yes.
Instead of coming back to help you out. And the shot clock shows 27 seconds, so they were only 2 seconds away from a violation. And in case you're wondering, the violation doesn't carry over. They don't have 2 seconds to get it across. They have a fresh 10 if they would need it.
I don't know if I'd like that. I don't know if I'd like that rule, Mike.
I don't like it at all.
It's a bailout for a
Exactly.
team that's done a terrific job defensively.
That's right.
And you reward them by giving them a full 10 seconds to get it over.
Robinson.
Too generous to the offense.
Yes. Robinson's got to be aware of the shot clock. It's down to 7. Now Zana's got it. He realizes it, wheels into the lane, fouled by Vandenberg. Very nice job by Talib Zana.
That's something that I'd like to see Talib Zana do a lot more. He's really worked to improve his 15 to 16-foot jump shot, but against a lot of bigs, he has a quickness advantage. And when he gets to spinning inside, he can score the lefty and the righty hook. He's pretty good when he gets it in that painted area.
I think he fooled Vandenberg when he went to his left hand, and Vandenberg has been playing well lately, blocking shots, but he couldn't get a hand on that one.
Talib has really been playing well for Pitt. 19 points per game over the last 2, including 10 rebounds over the same span. 10 offensive rebounds versus the Notre Dame Fighting Irish on Saturday. So active on the glass.
The lead is 9. Lewis brings it up, gives it up to Warren, looking for Anya and a screen. Lewis open. He's made his first 3, but not that one.
Pitt will give him that shot. This is where I think NC State needs to push. They don't have their quick lineup on the floor right now, but Desmond Lee is explosive and can get out and get to the rim in transition.
Ball knocked away from Warren in the steal. Newkirk on the run. And got it. Nice finish by Newkirk. Got it over Desmond Lee. Warren back the other way into the lane with a floater, missed it. Anya kept it alive, and Warren gets it back. Newkirk has already tied his career high with 11 points, and NC State turns it over again.
Trying to do a little bit too much right now, Ralston Turner. TJ Warren. I saw that actually take place as the two were running up the floor. The freshman Michael Young bumped him a little bit, and that was a response to that play.
Warren, with the retaliation, picks up the personal foul. The lead's 11 for the Panthers.
Dari Noke in studio. Corey Alexander going to join me at halftime and give you his take on the first half from Pittsburgh. North Carolina looked like a rout, ended up being a battle against Notre Dame. We'll show you that, and a very much bubbly Oklahoma State team in action at home against K-State. We'll update it all, guys.
Dari, thanks very much. We have 3:37 to go here in Pittsburgh. The Panthers on top of the Wolfpack of North Carolina State, 34-23.
Mike, they've gotten a tremendous lift, Pitt, from the bench. Josh Newkirk has been terrific. 3 for 3 from the three-point line, 11 points on the game. That's terrific bench production.
And NC State still looking for that second guy to complement TJ Warren. He has 15 of their 23 points so far. Young will go to the line for the Panthers.
Some much needed rest over there for TJ Warren. He's been working hard and has been working hard in this first half.
I mean, Mark Gottfried in a situation where he never wants to rest him, but he needs a couple of blows. Young got the break on the first free throw, gets another, and knocked it down.
I think that was a good call, too, by Coach Mark Gottfried, pulling him out of the game, especially with that little mini altercation with Michael Young and Pitt.
Well, you certainly don't want him upset and do something silly and lose him for the game.
Yes.
Can ill afford that.
Mike, I'm really surprised that North Carolina State's not getting someone to the free throw line area and attacking that zone.
Barber, nice drive and scoops it off the board. First field goal in 4 minutes for the Wolfpack.
Pitt defense has been stout. That 2-3 zone has really taken North Carolina State out of their rhythm offensively.
Zana, too strong.
See, Mike, this is where I think they need to push. With these wings in right now, they're really quick, North Carolina State, and I think they're missing some opportunities to attack off the bounce.
Turner, their only outside shooting threat, was number 22. On the shot clock. Lee. Looks like this foul is going to be on Michael Young. That's his second. Freeman will go to the free throw line, where it has been an immense struggle as Warren checks back in. Freeman shooting 41% from the line. That's actually better than he was earlier in the year. It looks like an 80% shooter right there.
Yeah, you know, he's been working at it. I actually saw him shooting quite a few free throws today and shoot around. He's got pretty good looking technique. Free throws are about focus and confidence if you have good form.
Beautiful.
I think he must have heard you over here, kid.
Well, if he keeps shooting them like that, that percentage is going to skyrocket. 36-27. NC State still within hailing distance. Artis has had a good first half. Zana the skip pass to Jones, back to Robbins. Nice. Artis. Anya couldn't get his hands on it, but did a good job of a fingertip tip to a teammate for the rebound.
Pitt's moving the ball really well and getting some good looks. They're just not able to knock down the open shots.
Go to that double high post look. Turner.
Mike, when their bigs catch it there, they have to take a look at the rim to keep the defense honest.
Turner launches in and out. Freeman offensive rebound. Nice job by Freeman. Bucket and the foul.
Such a workhorse for this North Carolina State Wolfpack team. Brings his lunch pail to work every night. He's their glue guy. And there's some opportunities to get to the offensive glass, and Freeman's the right guy for NC State to take advantage of those opportunities.
And this team needs somebody like him for his rebounding strength. That one rolls off the front of the rim. Warren with a steal. Jump ball will give it back to NC State. He is not just a standstill jump shooter that's not willing to get dirty. He plays hard.
Again, I don't think he gets enough credit for all the little things that he does, Mike, all the intangibles. Able to come up with, that's a big play if they could score a bucket here.
Minute 4 to go in the half.
Down 7 with an opportunity to score here, and we'll get the ball back.
Barber kicks it into the corner. Turner short on the jump shot, but a follow by Freeman again. Back-to-back possessions, offensive rebound, and buckets for Leonard Freeman, the freshman out of Washington, D.C. It's a triple header Wednesday night hoops on ESPNU. First at 7, Shabazz Napier and the Huskies host the Scarlet Knights. At 9, it's the Mountaineers against the Sooners. Then at 11, the Utes and the Golden Bears. A Wednesday night triple header. All games also live on Watch ESPN.
Well, West Virginia coming out of nowhere. Coach Bob Huggins got that group playing some really good basketball at the right time.
Such a horrible start. They were left for dead. NC State coming back to cut this lead to 5. And Jamie Dixon less than happy calling that last time out after his team had been beaten on the offensive glass twice.
Lamar Patterson still running up the floor a little gimpy. I think he hurt himself on that spill, which explains why he's been out for the last 4 minutes.
Yes. Second chance points, hard to believe, but it's NC State's advantage, something they haven't been able to do much this year. Jumper too strong by Patterson. And NC State can hold for the last shot and try to cut into this lead.
And Mike, again, this speaks to how big that extra effort play was from T.J. Warren to come up with that extra possession.
And the 2 offensive rebounds by Freeman. Time running out. Turner, that's the guy they wanted to have the ball, but he missed the 3. Turner got a pretty good look, but clanked it off the back of the iron. That would have cut it to 2 points, Fonz.
Yeah, indeed. Pitts played a really good first half. They went to that 2-3 zone that really took North Carolina State out of their rhythm.
Our halftime score, Pittsburgh 36, NC State 31. Now we go to Dari Noka and Corey Alexander.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Pittsburgh, one of those teams, Corey Alexander, former All-ACC point guard of Virginia, one of those teams that should feel really good about where they are, but you don't want to lose games. You don't want to take the chance. What did you see in the first half here?
Well, you saw T.J. Warren, of course, for NC State doing what he does best. But, you know, Pittsburgh got off shooting the three-pointer so well. They had so many guys get involved in the action. Lamar Patterson, of course, is their leader. But they had Newkirk stepping up, knocking down a couple of threes and feeling good about what they're doing at home. And offense has been a struggle for the Panthers, so good to see them getting off well offensively.
Yeah, it's a building that has not been kind to them this year in ways that are, it's remarkably unusual how much they've struggled of late in that building, but a 5-point lead at the half. Now, Joe Lunardi at the moment, he's got 5 teams from the ACC in, Pittsburgh being the 5th. A 9 seed. Again, don't get too comfortable if you're Pittsburgh, right? Florida State in the group, first 4 out. All right, arch rival NC State, of course, at the half right now. T.J. Warren, 15 points at the half for the ACC's leading scorer, though his Wolfpack trailing at Pittsburgh by 5. We're back again. Senior night in Pittsburgh, about a 50-year senior, Lamar Patterson. He's got 8 in the half. Panthers up 5. Five-point game. You're NC State. You know T.J. Warren's involved in playing well. How do you get everybody else going?
Well, you have to have some type of sense of urgency here if you're NC State, because otherwise you can say goodbye to your NCAA chances unless you go out and win the ACC tournament.
All right, so there you go. 5-point lead right now for Pittsburgh, 36-31. Corey mentioned him. Josh Newkirk off the bench. He's got 11. Second half straight ahead from the Steel City. Enjoy.
Welcome back to Big Monday, presented by Verizon. Watching the ACC on ESPNU, and the Pitt Panthers leading North Carolina State 36-31 at the half. What is surprising about that score is that Pitt outscored North Carolina State from three-point range. They hit 6 out of 11. Pitt or NC State only hit 1 of 8, you would think the margin would be a lot worse.
NC State did a terrific job in the first half, but Pitt's defense, when they went to that 2-3 zone, really started to hurt this team. But the difference in this game for Pitt is their ability to knock down the 3-ball, a team that only makes 5 of them per game, but they were on fire, moving the basketball well against that 2-3 zone, forcing long runs, and I thought they did a terrific job of looking and finding where the 3-point shooters are. It helps when you make a tough step back like that one, and the ability to create room off the bounce. 6 made 3-point shots in the first half for Pitt, and for North Carolina State, they were down 13 points. They needed someone else to step up other than T.J. Warren, and they were able to get 10 second chance points off 7 offensive rebounds. Terrific job on the boards, led by Freeman.
And they out-rebounded Pittsburgh 16-13 in the first half.
Nice.
They get it inside and score.
A little dribble drive and a little baseline drift with a little cut action. Beautiful pass underneath. James Robinson with a nice finish over the 7-1 Panther.
Warren, he'll take a 17-footer, hit it, and draw a foul. And that's on Cameron Wright. That's his 3rd.
I think T.J. Warren does a terrific job of standing in a 3-point stance, ready. Look at it. He's always has his knees slightly bent to be able to drive you or to be able to raise. Saw the defense with their hands down. Mark Jackson, hands down, man down, bang, and he knocks it down. T.J. Warren is he's a tremendous scorer. You cannot relax when you're playing against T.J. Warren.
He sees all the clues. If you're standing straight up, if you have your hands down, if you're looking around for a screen, he takes advantage of every opportunity to score.
Nice pass.
Nice wraparound to Sana. Beautiful pass from Lamar Patterson, who has 4.5 assists a game to his credit this year.
He is a magician with the basketball. It is amazing the passes that he can make in short spaces.
They have 2 guys in Patterson and Robinson who can really set up their teammates.
I think they have to throw that inside and let Washington go to work. Be patient.
Back it in, runs into a double team and draws a foul.
I thought Kyle Washington, a guy who can give them some buckets in the point, in the post rather, for North Carolina State, and also can make that elbow jumper. I thought he rushed it a lot in the first half. He's got to settle down. They need his point production in the low post.
Sana picks up his 2nd foul. Washington 56% from the line. The last 6 games, he's played really well. Over 9 points a game, almost 6 rebounds a game.
Vital to this basketball team. He's their energy guy, hard worker. I think he's going to be a tremendous leader for this team going forward. You want one of your more talented players to be one of your hardest workers.
Great job by Warren to get the offensive rebound off the 2nd miss, but they can't convert as Lee misses the long 3. He's only a 28% shooter from outside. Patterson at the other end. 11 points for Patterson, and they open up a 9-point lead.
That defense, all 5 guys below the free throw line for North Carolina State. No one in the zip code of Patterson.
Lewis, nice pass to Warren, the basket and the foul. He does such a great job after contact, finishing the play.
Really does, Mike, and I thought they've done, North Carolina State, a terrific job of moving him on the overplay, and he does a terrific job of reading, as you mentioned, of going back door. And they've been able to deliver some nice passes to him in tight spaces, and he's been able to finish even through contact.
Warren perfect from the free throw line. He has 21 points, 21 of NC State's 37 in this game.
Lost 20 pounds over the summer, and you can see that he's moving a lot better this year than last.
They told him he had to be the linchpin to this team's success, not just a support player, as he had been with all the other talent around him. He took it seriously and really worked on his body. Young. Patterson had the rebound but lost it.
With this lineup in, Mike, I'd like to see North Carolina State continue to put Warren in situations that he can score, but I think they can get it to Washington in the low post as well.
Great back cut, great pass by Warren, and then Desmond Lee missed everything. Patterson at the other end. And out of bounds. Tyler Lewis tried to save it, but couldn't.
Yeah, he and Vandenberg didn't communicate on who's almost like two outfielders coming to the basketball.
I got it, you
I
take
got it.
it.
Oh, no, you take it out of bounds. You know what, Mike, looking at that again, I'm not so sure
he wasn't out of bounds.
On the line. I didn't think he was out of bounds.
Warren takes it away from Newkirk. Skip pass picked off by Young. Lazy pass and a dangerous pass by Warren. Patterson, no, but a foul on Lee.
Mike, that's something that North Carolina State was able to do in the first half, is keep their turnover numbers down and not allow Pitt to get out in transition. You saw 2 possessions ago when Pitt does decide to get out and push the basketball, they're tough to cover because Lamar Patterson, if you sink down into the free throw line area or into the paint, it opens up opportunities for him to get some of those trailer threes that he's so good at knocking down.
3-time ACC Player of the Week this year. Patterson has had 20 points or more 10 different times, and he's on track to get another one tonight.
It's the first time in Pitt history that they've ever had a player that's been the Conference Player of the Week. Pretty impressive when you think of all the great players that Jamie Dixon has had here.
There's Warren outscoring the rest of his teammates, 21-16 so far. He's going to need to keep it up. Warren into the lane against the double team, out to Lewis. He's hit 2 out of 3 from long range, and that's huge because he has had such a tough shooting year.
It's the improved part of TJ Warren's game, being able to get in the gaps and make the passes.
There's a foul away from the ball, Vandenberg. ESPN's Journey to the Tourney features an ACC showdown when Marcus Page and the Tar Heels take on Jabari Parker and the Blue Devils. The Journey to the Tourney, North Carolina versus Duke, Saturday at 9 on ESPN, also live on Watch ESPN. Carolina won the first matchup, and Marcus Page is in full-bore offensive mode. He has turned into a brilliant offensive player.
Averaging about 16, 17 points a game, Mike, with 11 or 12 of those coming in the second half of games alone.
Second half, he has just been deadly.
Indeed.
Last foul was on Robinson. That's his third. So the Panthers may be working themselves into a little foul trouble. Warren says, clear it out a little bit for me, will you?
Warren's open down there. Even if he's 3 feet off the post, they can give it to him inside.
Turns around in the middle of 4 defenders and buries the jump shot to accentuate your point.
Well, Mike, that's what they talked about, what Jamie Dixon talked about in practice today. You cannot allow him to have airspace.
I'm surprised he doesn't see a box and one every single game.
I agree.
Robinson, good pass to Artis, wide open from the free throw line, rattles in and out. And last touched by the Wolfpack. NC State desperate for a victory, and they have cut the lead to just 2 points thanks to their superstar. North Carolina State has cut the lead to 2, Fonz.
Oh, after being down 13, second chance opportunities led by Leonard Freeman on the interior. 8 offensive rebounds for 10 second chance points, and that's really how North Carolina State got back into this basketball game. Terrific production from the bench with Leonard Freeman getting them started on the offensive glass.
Second chance points, 10-0. NC State, you would expect it to be exactly the opposite. TJ Warren, 23 points in this game. None of his teammates has more than 6. Still looking for that elusive second scorer. Most teams are looking for a third.
That's right. At times, it looked like Ralston Turner was developing to that second option, but his shooting has been inconsistent as of late, and tonight he's just not been able to find the range.
Artist looking inside, now Patterson again.
Mismatch inside with Zana.
Can't get him the ball, in a bad pass picked by guess who? TJ Warren, and he goes end-to-end. His great defense and anticipation set up the run, and we're tied for the first time since it was 14-all.
Mike, that's a lost art in college basketball right now. You have a little guard on your big down low. You got to get a big flashing to the strong side elbow so you can play over the top with the lob pass so that the big inside can seal. Mike, watch this. Zana has a little guy on the interior.
Last foul was on Lee, his second. This is Newkirk. It's the starting backcourt of Robinson and Wright for Pitt. Each has 3 persons. Patterson. Lee, good recovery to stop him from shooting. Newkirk, a little floater. Really quick with the shot, got the roll. Newkirk with a career-high 13 points. Oh, beautiful pass. Freeman on the great dish from Kyle Washington.
We talked about at times Pitt in transition don't communicate and get matched up. That was a breakdown of communication that led to another easy basket for NC State.
This would be such a huge win for the Wolfpack if they could pull it off on the road. Here's Lee trying to defend Patterson, holds him, and that's 3 on Desmond Lee's pleading his case.
What they're trying to do, Mike, is deny Lamar Patterson from catching the basketball,
right.
But you have to make sure that you continue to show your hands, and you can't buck him as he's trying to go down his line. He's entitled to that line, and that's what they're calling on Desmond Lee.
The now switched defenders. Barber will take Patterson.
I'd like to see them post Patterson up. That's a mismatch on the inside for him. 6'5", 220.
Right back in the ball game. That means Robinson will get a blow. And this is going to be a foul, I think, on Barber. It is. Barber called for a hold away from the ball. Again, trying to defend Lamar Patterson. Mark Gottfried comes out, says, quit talking to the referee and get back and defend your man. Foul before the shot as Patterson is smacked.
And as you know, Mike, under the new rules, you can't prevent a cutter from going to the spot that he wants to go to. You can engage him and then guide him that way, but you can't prevent him from a free run. And those are the 2 calls that they've made consecutively before this last one on North Carolina State. Mike, Anthony Barber is 6'2", playing against Lamar Patterson, who can score in the low post. Pitt's got to get him that basketball down low and take advantage of that mismatch.
And he's a much more physical player as well. Zana. Warren. Does a little bit of everything for you, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He's the 9th leading rebounder in the conference, the leading scorer. He's the best field goal percentage shooter.
29 points per game over the last 3. He's on track to break that one, too.
Warren. Patterson got away with one because he had his hands on his back. That's almost an automatic foul, but they missed it. And then Warren buries a jumper. He has 27, and look at this. NC State has taken the lead over the Panthers and Jamie Dixon. Going to call a timeout.
And Mike, what North Carolina State is doing with T.J. Warren, feeding the hot guy, is something that Pitt should do with Lamar Patterson. He's got a mismatch inside.
The lead is 2 for the Wolfpack, 12:54 to go. Such a rich history of great players at NC State, scoring champions in the conference. John Richard, the great David Thompson, Kenny Carr, 76-77, Rodney Monroe when he played with Chris Corciani, Fire and Ice, and Todd Fuller in 1996. And add to that list T.J. Warren, who is going to do it. He leads the conference in scoring right now at 23-6 coming in. He's going to raise that margin in this game. He is also #1 in field goal percentage, 4th in steals, 9th in rebounding. His leadership is immaculate for this club. They look to him for everything. 27 points. He's missed only 4 shots, has a couple of steals.
Mike, and he's done it in a variety of ways. The ability to get to the offensive glass. He's moving well without the basketball, and if you drop your hands when he catches it, he's been able to elevate and shoot it over the top. Such a quick release.
NC State has hit his last 6 shots to take the lead. Very strong pass. Fortunate for Pitt that they keep it young with a miss. Patterson tried for the follow, couldn't get it. Barber on the run had Lee wide open and didn't see him. That may have been because Warren was on the other side. You're always looking for Warren. He'll try a 3. Not his strong suit, but it is tonight. He buried that one. 30.
Mike, that's his 3rd 30-point game in the last 4 games. He has been on fire.
And it's his 8th for the season. 8 times over 30, and he's a marked man every night out. Still gets it done.
Mike, Anthony Barber, #2, is still guarding Lamar Patterson, and they're missing an opportunity to exploit that mismatch on the interior by having to float around the perimeter.
There they got him inside, but missed the shot. Lee on the run. Then Mullane had it blocked. Great defense by Robinson. Robinson would not go for the fake and stood his ground and created the miss. Patterson, nice head fake. And he's hammered as Washington got him at the rim. Timeout with 11:32 to go from Pittsburgh. NC State with a 5-point lead. $11 minutes, 32 seconds to go in the game. NC State desperate for a win on top of Pitt, 51-46. And their record in the ACC could easily be 10-6. They have lost some heartbreaking games. They lost to Syracuse 56-55. Rakeem Christmas on the layup to C.J. Fair with 6.3 seconds on the clock. Then against North Carolina, and what a duel this was. Warren finished with a career-high 36, but it wasn't enough. Marcus Page had a career-high 35 for North Carolina, and they win it in overtime, 85-84. 2 guys who worked so hard all the time, just exceptional ball players. Look at the close loss. Wake Forest, a game they should have won, 70-69. Then Syracuse when they were #1. North Carolina when they were #20. Or #19.
Sure. And he did get some run support in that game. Ralston Turner had 16 points. B.J. Anya came off the bench and gave him 10. And if they're hoping to pull this out against a very game Pitt team on the road, they're going to need some production from someone else other than T.J. Warren.
Patterson, since he injured his wrist against Miami February 5th, has been shooting under 50% from the floor. Sometimes he has worn a brace, other times it has felt good enough for him to play without it. Tonight, playing without it. Makes 1 out of 2, cuts the lead to 4. He'll get a breather. Patterson with 13 points. Anya on the bench. Vandenberg is back in there. He was open for a second for a lob as Zana is playing in the back of that zone. Barber is fouled. And that didn't look good for Robinson. He picked up his 4th and looked like he hurt himself. He was a little gimpy, you mentioned earlier in the game.
Lamar Patterson has been as well. He's moving a little bit better now that he's got his blood flowing since he's been in the game. NC State, if they're not going to attack the ACC or the free throw line area on the ball reversal, they can attack when the bottom guy is closing out. He's got to turn and look at the rim, Freeman, when he catches that basketball in that free throw line area. Nice.
Vandenberg kept it alive. Vandenberg kept it alive again. Then Patterson clears. Gets by Lee on the drive. Good pass. Vandenberg commits the foul. The basket counts.
Mike, with this lineup in for Pitt, Pitt can take some opportunities after misses and on makes to push the basketball in transition. All 5 guys on the floor right now can really run, and with some wings who can really finish at the rim. That was a nice push. Good execution in transition by Pitt.
Artis, a tough forward out of Baltimore, misses the free throw. The lead remains at 2.
I like Jamel Artis. He's got an opportunity to be special. He's been playing out of position at power forward. He's really a wing player. Next year to be he and Michael Young at 3 and 4 respectively.
Zana really playing out of position in the pivot. He's a forward.
Yes. Steven Adams being drafted in the 1st round.
Wouldn't this team look like something if Adams came back?
Top 5 in the country.
Holy cow. Barber, nice kick out. Lee just can't buy one from outside. Rebounded by Freeman. And he's tied up. Nice defense.
And Mike, when he catches that basketball inside, Freeman's trying to make the play. You have to get guys that are running to the deep corner and filling the wings. Everyone just kind of stood and looked at him. They're lucky that that basketball wasn't Pitt's possession.
Turner's going to check back in. Lee comes out.
Watch as he catches it inside. Everyone's just kind of standing looking. Got to get moving to give him angles to make the pass.
Warren hasn't touched it in a couple of sequences. That's unusual and not a great idea.
Got to get him moving behind the zone.
Warren will try another 3. Buried it again. 33 for T.J. Warren, who just seems to get better and better.
But how about Anthony Barber recognizing that his teammate is hot and not chucking one up there, but trying to find him on the weak side of the floor. Nice job by the freshman.
Wright lost the ball, recovered in the corner, and they get it back to Cameron Wright. This is Newkirk's in. Great game. And Newkirk, another career high 16 points for Newkirk.
Well, Mike, I said earlier, if they're not going to get it to Lamar Patterson and allow him to create offense, Newkirk has been the guy that's hot. It's going to be those 2 guys who are going to have to carry the offensive weight the rest of the game.
You think he's having fun out of Raleigh, North Carolina, playing a Wolfpack?
He and T.J. Warren know each other from back home, so I saw them yucking it up before the game today.
Foul is on Artis. Yeah, most of these guys, at least in AAU or in high school, played each other. Freeman will inbound. 8:54 to go in this game. Ralston Turner in the ball game. He is their long-range threat. He is the only guy on this court who's shooting over 28% from three-point range.
He rushed that one.
Yes, he did.
Didn't quite get square. But
Rimmed out on him.
I love the fact that they're putting their best player at the free throw line area.
Patterson could have been a charge, but he was fouled earlier by Cat Barber on the drive.
But I like what Pitt's doing right now. They're getting the basketball in the hands of their best player. Not only can he score, but he can get in the gaps and he's a willing passer. We've seen him make some unbelievable passes here in this game. Lamar Patterson.
One of only 3 players in Pitt history with 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, 400 assists. Sometimes when schools come up with those lists, it's, you know, they really have to stretch to create them, but not those.
Yes.
1,000 points, 500 rebounds, 400 assists. That's big time anywhere.
His brother Perry Patterson was the quarterback at Syracuse back in the day, providing leadership from that position. Now Lamar Patterson is doing it for the Pitt Panthers from his position.
1-point game. They try to double team Warren. Anytime he touches the ball, he's going to draw a lot of attention.
Well, they're in the zone right now, so it'll allow him to free. Wow, beautiful.
Great dish, and look at that backboard rock. Anya put all 330 pounds stress on that one. His first bucket and a great pass by T.J. Warren to set him up.
See, I think the 2-3 zone will allow him to roam more freely, which gives him greater opportunity to score and create offense for his teammates as well.
Anya called for the foul, but on the other end, he made a statement and he made that basket rattle.
The Shaquille O'Neal style.
What a good ball game from the Peterson Event Center tonight. NC State 56-53. And there is the University of Pittsburgh Chancellor Martin Nordenberg, who was one of the driving forces in building this beautiful facility. He will retire at the end of the year. He's been sitting in the Oakland Zoo and enjoying every second of this.
He's really done a nice job with the design. The fans feel like they're right on top of you. It's a really beautifully designed place.
This has been a fun ball game because NC State, realizing the situation that they're in, have come to play with a sense of urgency, and the Peterson Event Center has been a great venue for this program. 193-26, the overall record. And against the top 5, they're 9-1. How about that?
Incredible. And Mike, it goes a long way for a player to know you're on your home floor, and inevitably you're going to come in flat for some reason, but that energy, you feed off of it as a player, and this is one of the best venues in college basketball for that.
And one of the reasons is they give the kids, the Oakland Zoo, great seats. They don't stick them up in the rafters, and they bring a lot of energy.
They're right behind us.
Yep.
I can reach out and touch
They're
them.
everywhere. Zana hits both free throws. Good touch from the line.
Yes.
And they cut the lead to 1. Zana with 9.
Mike Pitt still in that zone. I think it's a mistake with Warren's ability to be able to roam. He's been able to get some good looks. Ralston Turner with a big one there.
Their three-point threat comes through from the outside. He buries one out of the corner. The lead has grown to 4. And that's the first three-point shot that Turner has made in this one. Might be on Anya for a moving screen.
Yeah, it is. What he's doing, Mike, is the game plan was to, we call it in the NBA, push up on the screener to not allow him to roll after the screen is set, and they're sitting the guards underneath, and he's dislodging the screener, and that's why the referee's making that call. That's a good call by the referee, too.
He can dislodge some people.
He almost dislodged the back on that last dunk.
Mark Gottfried getting an explanation as Zana has now made 4 free throws in the space of about 15 seconds. NC State by 2.
When you have a guy as hot as Warren is right now, you can use him as wow, that's a big
Barber.
shot. Wow.
Cat Barber is a 24% long-range shooter. He certainly looked confident on that one, and he has 7 points.
And he's still guarding Patterson.
NC State right now, Fonz, doing 2 things they haven't been able to do all year. Shoot from outside and rebound.
Indeed. Mike, I can't overemphasize the mismatch opportunity that Pitt continues to miss each time they come down the floor offensively. There is no way Anthony Barber can guard Lamar Patterson in the low post.
And matchups is what it's all about a lot of time.
But I love what this young man's done off the bench tonight. Josh Newkirk has been exceptional. Knocked down some big threes early, using his quickness to finish in transition. Tell you,
his career high had been 11 points. He has 17.
Jamie Dixon has done it yet again. Has a really good recruiting class that he landed this year, including Josh Newkirk, and the future's bright for Pitt. Great point guard in the making. Some solid low post players as well.
Barber, nice dish. Freeman draws the foul. Barber with penetration. The defense had to come to him.
Watch as he's coming up the floor. Everyone's coming to help. And what happens is when the basketball's on the strong side, Mike, you cannot leave the strong side corner nor the strong side short post area. When you do it, it's too long of a run for the weak side, and North Carolina State able to take advantage inside.
Freeman, who had struggled so much at the line, we told you in the first half, he shoots only 41% from the line. Looked perfect on his first two. Good rotation on that one, but a little strong.
His final decision for colleges came down to these two programs.
Got the roll on that. So Freeman at 41% has hit 3 out of 4 tonight. And the lead is 5 for North Carolina State, trying to get that signature win over a really good Pittsburgh team that's just outside the top 25. Foul away from the ball, and Barber trying to guard Patterson again will pick up another holding call. That's 3, all the same thing. Or are they going to give that one to Freeman?
That may be on Freeman.
That'll be 3 on him. Rims out for Patterson, normally reliable at the line, 78%. Really upset with himself for missing the first one. Got the second. Pitt as a team shoots 72-1 against Notre Dame in that overtime that they won. They hit 14 out of 15 free throws. But sometimes they have missed some big ones, even though as a team they shoot very well.
Yes. They've gone to man now. Now let's see if they can slow TJ Warren down a little bit more by keeping a body close to him.
Freeman gives it up to Barber. Ralston, short. Patterson trying to push. Newkirk for 3. Got it! Well, what a game he has had. That breaks a 3.5-minute drought. And Newkirk has 20 out of nowhere. All he had to do was play somebody from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Well, Mike, we talked about with that smaller lineup in for Pitt is all 5 guys can really get out and run in transition. I felt they made a mistake earlier about not pushing it on misses, and each time they've been able to push it up the floor, especially with Lamar Patterson on the handle, you have to pay attention to him because he can get all the way to the rim. It opens up the floor for other guys, and Josh Newkirk, the recipient of yet another fine dime from Lamar Patterson.
Hope you'll join us for a Super Tuesday doubleheader on ESPNU. First at 7, the Gators against the Gamecocks in an SEC matchup. Then at 9, an ACC contest, the Seminoles and the Eagles. Super Tuesday, both games also live on Watch ESPN.
Olivier Hanlon from Boston College. I know they haven't had the season that they were hoping to have, but he's one of those terrific scoring guards that seem to be so prevalent in the ACC.
Newkirk came into this game with a career-high 11 points. Tonight he has 20. Usually you break your career high by 1 or 2. He's just destroyed it.
Playing against his home state, I think he's jacked.
Warren.
I don't know about that.
Not much there, was there?
Well, what happens is the defensive player is allowed to move sideways or backwards, and I thought he was moving a little backwards on that. Should be a no call. Watch as he catches the basketball. Unless he gave him some hand or touched him. Well, the problem is, though, Mike, remember, the new rule says that you can touch, but you can't keep your hand on the offensive player, so that may be what they saw.
That wasn't much, though, partner.
I agree.
Warren hits the free throw. Only 2 points off his career high that he got against North Carolina in a crushing defeat.
Mikey scores so easily.
Doesn't he?
Boy, he makes it look easy.
Patterson.
Basketball
lead is 2. Into the lane. Had it blocked. Crowd wants a foul. They're not going to get it. Lee on the run. Patterson went down hard. Now he's back. 5 minutes to go in this game. Patterson called for a reach-in. That's 4 on Patterson.
It'll be interesting to see if Jamie Dixon pulls him out here. And when Patterson's not in the game, it changes the offense because now you have a triple threat guy who's sitting on the side.
And I think Jamie Dixon was just warned to stay in the coach's box, which is something the national coordinator of officials has told his guys they're going to have to tell these coaches to stay in the box because they'll enforce it during the NCAA tournament, so get used to it.
Yeah, the decorum from the coaching side has to be a lot better.
Patterson trying to give Pitt the lead. Short on the jumper. Barber lost it. Got it back.
Mike, some things you hate to continue to repeat. Lamar Patterson has a point guard guarding him, and he's out on the floor trying to score over the top. Put him down low, and he can post. They do post him on occasion and take advantage of that mismatch. They cannot guard him in the low post.
Barber, nice drive. Foul on the way in. His nickname is the Cat, as in quick as a. And he is that.
He is. I asked him where he got that nickname from. He said his little sister said the way he used to jump and bounce around when he was younger reminded her of a cat, so that's why they call him Cat.
That's 4 on Cameron Wright. Should this game go to overtime, Pitt in a lot of foul trouble.
Yes.
Barber out of Newport News, Virginia, makes both free throws. And NC State back by 4.
Yeah, Pitt's usually pretty good defensively, especially their wing players, but they have not been able to contain the bounce, whether in 2-3 on recoveries or in man-to-man. North Carolina State has taken advantage off the bounce all night long.
I mean, to emphasize your point, Patterson being guarded by Barber, not only does he give up about 5 inches, he gives up 40 pounds.
40 pounds. And here's the matchup right here, and he's out on the perimeter.
Newkirk, better keep an eye on him. Robinson, good to see him back in the ball game after he limped off. 10 to shoot. Long shot by Young. Young, who had made only 6 3-point shots all year long, hits one that's huge.
Coming off a pretty big game in South Bend against the Irish, had 13 in that game. He's a guy who could make that shot.
Hey, if you've only made 6 all year, how do you even think about it? This is Turner. 10 to shoot. Skip pass to Barber. Looking for Warren. Instead, they go to Turner. 4 to shoot. Gives it up. And Warren, with the shot clock running down, drains another one. Are you kidding?
Mike,
just
again,
missed a career-high 36.
he's knocking it down against that 2-3 zone. Mike, you got to keep a body on this kid. I think they're going to have to play man pit for the rest of the game. The problem is their wings are in foul trouble, so they have to play the 2-3 zone.
Patterson.
I love it. Cleared the side and let him go one-on-one.
Looked like a good call. Barber tried to get in front, couldn't quite make it. And that's 4 on Barber. Warren putting on a show. ESPNU's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Verizon. Starting now, you're getting more on the all-new More Everything plan. It's powerful. They are fired up in the Oakland Zoo, but their Panthers are down by 4 to NC State with 2:34 to go in this ball game. And T.J. Warren, you throw a word around the word brilliant, but he's been brilliant.
He really has. We talked about him at the top of the show, how valuable he is to this team's success. He's an unbelievable scorer. It's a terrific feel. All the shots, three-point shots, floaters, he can make the J's, and he has been aggressive. But I love what his teammates have done tonight, Mike. They've been looking to find him, and he has delivered in every single way. A guy who came into this game averaging 29 points a game over the last 3. 2 of those 3 games, 30 points. How about now 3 out of 4 games with 30 points or more?
He has hit 3 out of 4 3-point shots. He's only missed 5 shots on the game out of 19. And it's not like he's surprising anybody.
Right. That's what makes it even more incredible. The defenses are designed to stop him.
And he's still outscoring the rest of the team. He has 36 of their 66. Patterson, 17 points on the night. The lead's cut to 2. NC State trying to respond to the pressure again. Mark Gottfried up, calling out the set he wants. Barber had to pick up his dribble, had it knocked away.
Mike, I was going to say before that, North Carolina State can't get passive now. They got to continue to move the basketball around the horn, force some long closeouts, and put the basketball on the deck and try to get in the gaps as they try to continue to feed Warren. It looks like they're back in that 2-3 zone.
And Mark Gottfried wants a timeout, and Warren, correction on his scoring. He has 37 now instead of 36, and that is a new career high for him. He just said it last week against North Carolina. A triple header on Wednesday Night Hoops on ESPNU. First at 7, Shabazz Napier, who is probably the American Conference Player of the Year, and his Huskies host the Scarlet Knights. At 9, the Mountaineers and the Sooners. At 11, the Utes and the Golden Bears. A Wednesday Night Hoops triple header. All games also live on Watch ESPN.
Mike, you know UConn has big aspirations of trying to get to a Final Four, but if they hope to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament and even in their own conference tournament, they have to get better play out of DeAndre Daniels. At 6'9", he can score in the post. He's got deep range. He can rebound. He's been so inconsistent over the last 6 games.
Their strength is obviously that great backcourt of Napier and Boatwright. And when you have veteran guards in the NCAA tournament, you've got a shot.
Yes.
5 to shoot. Warren. Off balance on that one, but an offensive rebound and a fresh 35. Out of the corner, Turner rimmed out. Wow. And I don't think that was the shot that Mark Gottfried wanted, even though Turner is a good outside shooter. The clock right now is a friend to NC State.
Well, they're going to take a look at this because the Pitt players are saying the basketball went off North Carolina State's head, and I was shielded from the action and couldn't quite see it.
And now, in late game situations, you can go to the monitor.
Mike, we've seen so many of those plays before we had the review process. It should go the other way.
Yeah.
And it's nice that they have the ability now to go and make sure that they get the call right.
It's a good officiating crew. Jamie Lucky, Joe Lindsay, Gary Maxwell, veteran guys who have been around this league for a long time. Let's take a look to see who touches it last.
Off Zana's face. Did it touch T.J. Warren? No. I thought it went over the top. That should be North Carolina State ball.
And I thought for a second Zana was arguing that it didn't touch him, but it nearly knocked him out.
He's an honest kid.
Yeah. Fresh 35 for North Carolina State. Barber remains in at the point. Done a really good job.
With Ralston Turner, 22 on the floor, it'll keep Pitt a little honest, which could create an open seam for T.J. Warren to get a shot off.
Warren in the lane. He loves it in there. What a great touch. He puts it up. It's going to go in almost every time because it is so soft. 39 for Warren. Not only a new career high, but a new career high here at the Peterson Event Center. Newkirk kicks it to Robinson. Missed everything. Barber almost lost it on the dribble. Smart play. Pulls it out so he can use the clock.
I've been really impressed with his play tonight. He's played with tremendous poise, Anthony Barber.
And he's avoided those turnovers, which have cut into his playing time.
Wow. New record for T.J. Warren in the Peterson Event Center. 39 big ones.
He's special. Warren trying to add to that total. Turner off balance. Freeman. Wow. Now the buzzer went off. You may have heard that, but it was not a shot clock violation because it hit the rim just before the clock went to 0, and now a foul against Pittsburgh. It's going to be on Robinson, and Robinson is gone. Before that foul, Pitt had 3 guys with 4. Robinson now exits the ball game. That'll bring Cameron right back in, and Freeman will go to the free throw line. The lead is 4. Remember, this is the young man who has struggled so much from the line, but he's 3 out of 4 tonight.
Did you just do that to him, Mike?
Nope, I did not. I refuse to take responsibility because then I get the credit for the first 3 he made. It's got to work both ways.
I like the humility. Nicely done.
Big shot here, though. Made 1 out of 2. It's a 5-point game, so 2 possessions down.
Nice job by Anthony Barber not biting. A lot of times when you get dribble penetration on the baseline, you get a baseline drift on the opposite side and the guy sinks in. Anthony Barber not fooled by that play at all.
North Carolina State with 16 second chance points in this game. Here's a run out for Warren. Wow. 41 for T.J. Warren, and the lead has grown to 7 points. Now, we said North Carolina State desperately needed a win in this game to give them any thought of making a late season run and making the NCAA tournament, and they get it.
Well, I thought Pitt stayed in that 2-3 zone a little too long, creating some open shots for North Carolina State. Their ability to rebound and not allow Pitt to get second chance opportunities was key, especially in the second half.
Peterson with a long jumper, Lee with a rebound. T.J. Warren, 26 points in the second half, hit 10 out of 12 from the floor to add to his 15 points in the first half in another brilliant performance for the North Carolina State superstar out of Durham. He lived up to his nickname tonight, Tony Buckets.
He was absolutely sensational. Got started early with some easy ones close to the basket, Mike. And sometimes when you can see it go in from close range, now it raises your confidence from deep range. He was extraordinary from the three-point line.
The final 74-67 coming up next. 30 for 30 Survive in Advance presented by Buick. For LaFonso Ellis and our entire crew, Mike Patrick, thanks for watching.